this is, I guess, the Rural Democrat on the radio. Maybe. It'll be free for a while. I am first and foremost a Native American rights activist. I was appointed by Governor Beshear to the Kentucky Native American Heritage Commission. Very proud of that. We will talk about a number of issues today. We'll talk about Jack Conway. We'll talk about Monjardo. We'll talk about Ben Chandler. We'll talk about the 2010 Senate race. We're going to have Judge Executive Joseph Grisham on the show today. Joe also serves as the chair of the Kentucky Coal County Coalition, which puts him in a position to speak for coal, to speak for the movement of coal, the politics of coal. We're talking about a region full of jobs, the state's #1 industry. We're talking about national security. Talk about the recent Rural Democrat 2010 United States Senate survey in Kentucky, Democrats. And I'm getting some flack in the press for it being unscientific. I mean, come on, give me a break. I wanted to poll Eastern Kentucky, so I targeted Eastern Kentucky. We collected roughly 500 samples, good solid samples, filtered samples in Eastern Kentucky. There's that word filtered. I've got so many emails on the subject of filtered. They want to know exactly how it was filtered. So we filter the email groups. We filter out Facebook groups. We wanted to poll Eastern Kentucky on this issue. We did so. Daniel Monjardo, as expected, is, right now beating Attorney General Jack Conway by 13 percentage points. 27% undecided. That is normal. Actually would have preferred a few more undecideds in certain categories, especially the liberal category. It was a very low percentage of undecideds. They took sides almost immediately, as liberals do. Moderates were more moderate. Conservatives were very conservative at above 60% undecided. Log on to the Rural Democrat. That's the ruraldemocrat.typepad.com. Okay, we're just going to get into this with Judge Grisham. It's good to have you on the show, Judge. We're just going to go ahead and blast off, start talking about coal immediately. How does coal stack up right now politically in Kentucky?
Governor Beshear and Representative Yarmouth and Representative Chandler have been giving coal a hard time in the latest round of what President Bush has offered, which was a reprieve on the Valley Fill process.
Do you feel that process is an important process to coal, or do you think it's more of a wedge issue?
I'd say that it was probably a wedge issue.
To tell me how you're going to work with Governor Beshear to ensure that coal has a voice.
Well, the first thing we'll let him know is that over 50% of the energy in the United States comes from coal. Coal is also a great export product and helping to balance our budget and our trade deficit. We also need to look at the fact that even if you wish to come online with greener products to produce energy, it would still be 20, 30, 40 years away before you could replace coal.
Well, that's a real good answer.
He should be protecting coal and assisting the coal companies to produce a product that can help bring the U.S. To an energy-free position.
Do you think that coal will be a major issue in the 2010 Senate race?
Yes, I do. And the reason why is because the energy needs of the United States are what drives our economy. And currently we're enjoying some cheaper gasoline, and diesel is down a little bit. But that's not going to be forever. And that will impact where the coal prices go as well. But if the United States is going to become energy independent, coal plays a major role in that.
Are you working close with Lieutenant Governor Daniel Monjardo on this issue?
Yes, we're both from the coal counties, Eastern Kentucky, and we both realize that coal is our major economy source, and without coal we have no source of income for our citizens, and so we have to protect it from that basis.
Our survey, what it showed was Daniel Mangiardo had 33% of mainly Eastern Kentucky people that wants him to be the candidate. If you allocate the undecideds, there was a very high number of undecideds, 27%. You've got to split those up 3 ways between the 3 major candidates. And if you split that up, Daniel's got a 42% approval right now. In a region is not bad.
It shows that he's overcome the issues that people were holding against him in the recent months. Number one, supporting the President-elect Obama.
Mm-hmm. If it was President-elect McCain, then I think we would have a different outcome.
Ready to play some bingo?
Come and play at Native Pride Bingo. We game Friday and Saturday night. We're located off American Greeting Road in Corbin.
That's Native Pride Bingo in Corbin, Kentucky.
I think you also have 2 different groups you're talking to. One group that he was speaking to is probably not a group that would respond to polls or be actively involved in elections.
And we succeeded in sampling the actual political ideology or political beliefs of the region. This region is roughly 50 to 60% moderates, split down the middle with stone cold conservatives and stone cold liberals. So you have a 20-20 sort of between those 2 groups. Eastern Kentucky is mostly moderates. That is Republicans and Democrats. They're moderate thinking people. So what we looked at was how strong is he with the moderates? We go back to a Survey USA poll on McConnell and Lunsford, and one particular poll had Lunsford beating the stuffing out of McConnell with the moderates. But something happened. It didn't translate into votes. So I think right now Mangiardo has a very high approval among the moderates in Eastern Kentucky.
I agree that when they look around at potential candidates to move on up to the federal level, they want someone that they're familiar with and they trust, and someone who fights for Kentucky. And I think that Senator and now Lieutenant Governor Mangiardo depicts that person.
Your original statement, what you made, that he is the one of the only elected officials that truly has the finger on the pulse of rural Kentucky, of Kentucky in general. And I think this poll reflects that. One thing that we need to take into account is if you analyze this poll, break it down. Really look at, allocate the undecideds. Really look at the moderates, the liberals, the conservatives. What are they doing now? If he's got a 55-60% in Eastern Kentucky, which translates into rural Kentucky, you can split really Louisville and Lexington, which he will probably do anyways. There's no way Conway could recover.
The better you know Conway's record, the more likely you are not to vote for him.
Well, what record?
That's exactly my point. There is no record of substance.
We want to stop short of calling Conway a pretty face.
You can do it.